Today on Bookmas, I'm holding Itty Bitty Guide to Parenting Like a Leader. These are 15 universal shifts to raising the standout adults of tomorrow by Janet Krebs. This book looks at parenting through a powerful lens, leadership, because raising a child means more than just getting through the day, managing behavior, hoping that they turn out all right. Effective parenting, though, involves guiding a young human into becoming a thoughtful, kind, successful, and independent adult. And Janet's book invites parents to stop seeing leadership as something that happens only in corporate workplaces and start bringing those values, patience, clarity, responsibility, vision, and emotional steadiness into home. And today I have Janet Krebs with me, the author of this beautiful book. Janet, I am so happy that you are here.
I loved listening to you, like you synthesized it beautifully.
I had a very few beautiful minutes reading it. It's a
Yeah,
short read. Yes,
isn't it great? Yeah.
it's a short read and so powerful. Each sentence that you put in here is a pretty insight for parents to start honing in. And I have to say, I love the boldness of the idea, parenting like a leader, because we talk about leadership everywhere in business communities, in
Everywhere.
organizations. Yes.
Yeah.
Somehow, when it comes to parenting, we often talk discipline, routine, school, screen time, and surviving the next meltdown. But what if the home is actually one of the most important leadership spaces we can ever enter? So I want to start with your why, Janet. What made you write this book? And why is it so important for you to parenting connect parenting with leadership?
Great question. And thank you for like getting it right. That is so exciting to me because it's not a
Mm-hmm.
parenting book.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a how-to. It's really a why,
Mm-hmm.
and it's outcome driven, transformational driven. I
Mm-hmm.
wrote the book, Summer, for a number of reasons, but I was in education for over 20 years. I've done some really cool things. But one thing, especially within education, rang true.
Mm-hmm.
Parents were always feeling not confident, like they couldn't connect the dots. They couldn't get their
Mm-hmm.
kids to do this. They like, how come you can do this with my kid and I can't do this? And I was thinking to myself, well, that's a really great question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have issues with, getting kids to do things that they don't want to do, getting kids to want to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that I created a culture in my classroom, just like I created a culture in my home,
Mm-hmm.
just like leaders create cultures in their place of employ, in their organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no difference. So if parents continued to look tactically instead of identify as the leader in their home,
Mm-hmm.
then I believed they would continue to struggle. But when we change our identity as leader, I promise it gets easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy and
It
it's
is easy.
fun and it's enjoyable and it's filled with
Mm-hmm.
love and joy and it's a wonderful experience rather than chaos and playing. Do you know the game Whack-A-Mole?
Yes.
Right? You're like we're always putting out fires. Like what next? Like Chicken
Yes.
Little, waiting for the shoe to drop. So I just really I wanted to just write a book that blurred the lines between parenting and leaders so
Mm-hmm.
that we can stop saying, I'm just a parent and really just step into, I'm the leader. I'm the CEO of my home. I can do
That would be
this.
such a strong foundation because parenting is not just small work. This happens in kitchens, in cars, in bedrooms, school drop-offs, messy living rooms, but it shapes the adults that who we are eventually walking into the world. What do you
100%.
see as the biggest challenge parents are facing like right now?
The obvious one would be the what,
Okay.
which is electronics, right? The social,
Mm,
the socials, the electronics of the world. But that's a reversion back to tactic. I believe the biggest challenge that parents are facing right now is the shame of not knowing what to do, the shame of
Oh,
admitting that they don't have all the answers, because what that does is prevent them from seeking good help. They can get opinions. All you have to do is look on any parenting group on social media, and somebody asks a question. And if and I stay in touch with those things. I want to know what people are talking about. But you know what,
mm,
how I respond?
mm,
Prepare yourself, darling, for 576 opinions from people rather than good quality answers and
yeah, yeah,
feedback.
yeah,
And then I just drop it because
mm,
I don't want to, I'm not selling. I just want people to understand that they're not alone and there should be no shame. And social
yeah.
media is not the place to get
Not the place to
answers
get
from people.
advice. Absolutely. Parents, they are carrying a lot. They're trying to raise confident and capable children, and it's such a fast-paced world. They find themselves like yelling, constantly changing rules because they also want to keep their kids happy. What parenting trends are you seeing that's concerning you the most right now?
Well, it's interesting because you just said
Mm,
parents want to, and I'm using this as an example, parents
mm,
want to raise confident kids.
yeah,
Do they? Do they make that decision with intention, Summer? So,
I doubt it.
so here's another thread from the book. If parenting is leadership, leaders create vision. So based on what you just shared,
Mm,
parents want to raise fill in the blank, confident,
yeah.
self-reliant,
Mm,
whatever it would
mm,
be.
mm,
I believe that that's the culture. That's the vision. That's leadership.
mm,
But I'm not sure. I really believe that parents are parenting,
mm,
leading by default, as opposed to making a decision about it.
mm.
Case in point, here's just a real simple example. I
Yeah.
always knew that I wanted my kids to someday leave and not return.
Mm,
I really felt like that was my job.
mm.
I wanted them to have the strongest wings so that when they left, selfishly, I was not worried about them.
That's what you expected. Mm,
Right? That was so every decision, every system that
mm,
I put in place within the home was to foster, to
mm.
cultivate over time their ability to build strong wings, strong enough wings to leave. That
Yeah,
was my vision.
sometimes we follow what everyone else is doing because it sounds modern, and we don't stop to ask, is this actually raising self-reliant, strong kids? Why
Go
do you
ahead.
think people are not talking about parenting as a relationship, as a leadership?
Because we have been conditioned
Mm,
since the world of work that leaders go to work.
mm,
Leaders are, leaders
mm.
it's a job title.
Yes, that's such a good
CEO,
point. Yeah.
right?
Mm,
CEO, COO,
mm.
managers. We don't like you don't think of yourself as a house manager. You don't think of
No.
yourself as a family manager.
Mm,
And I believe that and again, leadership is being the biggest influencer, the role model, returning the cart to the cart corral or whatever you call them in
yeah,
Canada,
yeah.
right?
Mm, mm,
Uh, Picking up a piece of trash that you see in the parking lot on your way into a store.
mm.
That's leadership for me.
Yes,
So it's
it
like,
is.
right? It's
Mm,
everyday leadership. Every time I returned the cart when my kids were little, they saw that leadership deposit. Every time I do it now by myself, my kids are long gone. I don't, it's still just, it's the integrity of who I am. Now, if some little 5-year-old or some teen or whatever happens to see me do that, I believe they're getting deposits in that. Their kids are hungry to see what they're supposed to be doing. And so
they're
we
like
are all
sponges.
leaders. We're
Mm,
all leaders. We are all role models. We are
mm,
all influencers for the kids, for anybody who is looking.
mm. Maybe we have made leadership more sound like very corporate responsibility, helping someone grow. And leadership is about influence, and parents do this every single day. They can
every
still do
single day.
more. A lot of parents, Janet, are taught to focus control their behavior, control the outcome, control the situation. So, what changes when a parent starts to lead instead of just control,
You're full of good questions
right?
today. I get the feeling you like this topic.
Hmm.
Uh,
And I like the book,
Thank you. Uh, Empowerment
Empowerment.
on both sides.
Mm,
A good leader delegates,
yes.
right?
Hmm.
A good leader fosters skills in other people. A good leader will allow for mistakes to be made and
Yeah.
use that as a learning opportunity.
Mm,
When we control, we rob our children of making decisions and the creativity, the
mm,
freedom to solve the problem.
mm,
Control doesn't control. Here's a great answer in a simple form.
hmm.
Control does not foster growth.
Beautiful. That is very powerful. What I'm hearing is control can create obedience in that moment, but leadership is the thing that builds character over time. That's not the same thing. It's two different, distinct things. Your
Yeah.
book talks about 15 universal shifts. So, without giving away the whole book, what would you say is one main big shift that you believe can change the entire energy inside a home? Tell me one shift.
One shift. Come on, that's not fair.
15. If you tell all the 15, then people are not going to buy the book.
Okay,
And I
okay,
really
that's
want them
not
to
it.
buy the book.
That's good. I really liked shit. Well, I like them all, but
Hmm.
I think probably a resounding one. Shift number 12. I
Hmm.
have the book in front of me.
Hmm.
Failure is a necessary option. And my favorite line in it is in life, there are winners and there are learners, often at the same time.
Yeah.
So as long as we are failing forward, we are learning, and that's a win. And boy, for people who have a very close relationship with a fear of failure or whatever you want to do with failure, boy, that will really turn your psyche around
Yeah.
because, in my opinion, it's a necessary part of growth.
Mm. It is.
And I know I've worked with clients, I've spoken with parents. They refuse to let their kids fail. Again, they're missing an opportunity
Learn from
to
failures.
allow
Yes,
their kids to
absolutely.
learn. Yeah,
Hmm. I love failing forward. Let's talk about what happens when we do parent like leaders, parent as a verb. When we do the parenting like leaders, what changes for the child and what changes for the parent?
everything. Honestly, everything.
Mm,
I mean, you talked about, control.
mm,
When there's leadership versus control,
mm,
kids are learning the life skills that are required. In
mm.
corporate, they call them the soft skills.
Yes.
The dumbest name for a skill set. They're the most
Hmm.
important skills. So, in my opinion, when parents parent as leaders, they are paying very close attention to developing the soft skills, problem
Mm,
solving, decision making,
yeah.
communication skills, all
Mm,
of those life skills
mm,
necessary
mm.
for our youth
Yes.
to someday just be confident enough to walk into the world and know that they're going to be okay.
Because the bigger goal here is to raise adults who can think and choose and lead themselves, treat people well, and stand strong in the world. Your subtitle says Raising the Standout Adults of Tomorrow. What does a standout adult look like to you? From what perspective did you write that?
So I stole Standout from John Maxwell, who is
Okay.
the leadership guru,
Absolutely. Yes.
right? And I love it because it defines the human holistically
Mm,
versus
mm,
choosing self-reliant. Success can be very ambiguous and all of that. But
mhm,
I mean, who today wouldn't want to raise a child that just stands out,
mhm.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
And that doesn't even have to be a big, like they don't have to stand out as a grandstander.
Mm,
But today,
mm,
standing out as a kind, you went through a beautiful litany of
mhm,
character adjectives that we would love to see in humans.
mm.
That is, I mean, today, that's a standout human,
That's beautiful. Yes.
right?
To be able to make decisions when nobody is watching, to be brave, responsible, and kind. Yes. Parents are overwhelmed these days. So, to a very overwhelmed parent who keeps thinking, I'm just trying to get through this week, where should they begin?
That question hurts my heart a little bit because
Oh,
no, in a good way,
mm,
because
mm,
that keeps us connected. That
mm,
keeps me connected, keeps the listeners connected to understanding that. And I also understand and have great empathy for
mm,
the struggle. Because honestly, Summer, if you're trying to feed your family, you are not necessarily focusing on developing a standout human.
mhm.
That's the theory. That would be the
Survival.
theory. The thing that I love most about what I've done in this book
Mm,
is that everything I do is free. Like uh, spending time
mm,
with a young adult, a teen,
mm, mm,
taking them someplace and just listening to them banter with their friends,
mhm,
asking good questions, unplugging your kids.
mm,
None of this is like you don't need a PhD in anything to be successful in this, but you do have to be intentional. And
mm,
so I look at this as a toolbox,
mm.
and if you said it, look how little it is.
Itty
You
bitty.
can,
Yes.
right? You can get so many little nuggets in
Mm,
this that are
mhm,
literally for they don't cost anything. So that is my goal is to turn that struggle
mhm,
into success and
mhm.
empowerment. And I promise you, it costs nothing to do. So if you want to know where to start, this is a $10 start, right?
100%. Yes.
Because let's remove the struggle.
Mm,
Let's remove like what if you're sitting around the table sharing a meal, how do you execute that? How can you turn that into the most magical miracle time of day? It's in the book.
it's in the book.
It's in the book.
If readers could take away just one message from your itty bitty guide to parenting like a leader, what would you want that message to be?
There's so many. We already talked about shame, so I won't reiterate shame. I will say that at this moment, your takeaway is that I give you personally the raise that you have deserved all along. If I was holding a mirror, I would say, or go look in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
and just say to yourself, I am the leader of this family.
Mm,
I am the CEO of this household,
mm-hmm.
and I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you a raise and invite you to go look in the mirror and shift into the identity of the leader and give you all the encouragement that you need. You got
That's
this.
beautiful, Janet. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining me at Bookmas and sharing the wonderful heart behind this book. What I
Thank you.
appreciate about Itty Bitty Guide to Parenting Like a Leader is it raises the standard without shaming parents, and that's important. Parenting is hard. Yes, the work is big, but you're not just managing a household. You're shaping the adult in your life, that's your child, and you're managing, you're shaping who the child is becoming. And that's a conversation worth having. And you guys, everybody watching us, I've also recorded my Bookmas verdict on Janet's book. So in that video, I shared my personal take, what stood out to me, and who I think the book is really for. You're going to find that link right there in the description below. And if this conversation made you think differently about parenting, please like this video in support of Janet and all the work that she does helping parents, better leaders. It helps more readers discover these Bookmas author interviews. And share the channel for more Bookmas conversations like this with authors who are bringing in really practical, bold, and meaningful ideas into the world. Janet, thank you again for being here and being a
Thank
part of
you.
Bookmas.
Thank you
Until
so
the
much,
next time, you
Alexa.
guys, remember this: the way we lead at home may shape the future more than we realize. Happy Bookmas, you guys.